1066, one throne, three ruthless claimants, and a battle that would forge the destiny of England forever. This isn't just a story about a fight. It's a masterclass in power, ambition, and cunning strategy that still echoes today. Picture this. England is in chaos. King Edward the Confessor dies without an heir. Suddenly, the most powerful prize in Europe is up for grabs. In one corner, we have Harold Godwinson, an English earl, chosen by the English council. In another, the Viking king, Harold Hardrada of Norway, a battle-hardened warrior who believed the throne was his by a forgotten promise. And finally, across the channel in Normandy, there's William, a duke with a claim he was willing to kill for. Harold Godwinson, crowned king almost immediately, finds himself in an impossible situation. No sooner has he taken the throne than Harold Hardrada invades from the north. Harold, a brilliant commander in his own right, marches his army 200 miles in just 4 days, surprising and crushing the Viking invaders at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. It's a stunning victory, but there's no time to celebrate. Just 3 days later, news arrives. William of Normandy has landed his massive invasion force on the southern coast. Harold's army is battered, exhausted, and now they have to turn around and march another 250 miles south to face a fresh, well-equipped enemy. It's a nightmare scenario. Most commanders would have waited, regrouped, but Harold was determined to defend his kingdom. They meet near a small town called Hastings. Harold chooses his ground perfectly, positioning his men on top of a hill. His soldiers form the legendary English shield wall, an almost impenetrable barrier of interlocking shields and spears. It was the ultimate defensive formation of its time. William's army is different. He has cavalry, knights on horseback, the medieval equivalent of tanks, and a host of archers. The battle begins. William sends his archers first, raining arrows down on the English. But the high ground and the shields render the attack useless. Then he sends in his infantry, and finally, the pride of his army, the Norman knights. Charge after charge, the knights thunder up the hill, only to be thrown back by the unyielding shield wall. For hours, the battle rages. The Normans are taking heavy losses, and their morale is plummeting. At one point, a rumor spreads through William's ranks that he has been killed. Panic begins to set in. William, seeing his invasion on the brink of collapse, takes off his helmet, rides through his troops and shouts, "Look at me! I live, and by God's grace I shall conquer." His leadership rallies his men, but the shield wall still holds. William is a brilliant strategist, and he realizes brute force isn't working. He needs to outthink his opponent. And this is where the genius of William the Conqueror truly shines. He orders his knights to charge the hill one more time, but this time he gives them a secret command: pretend to retreat. The knights clash with the shield wall, and then, as if broken and terrified, they turn and flee down the hill. For the English soldiers, who have been standing shoulder to shoulder for hours, repelling attack after attack, it looks like victory. They've done it. They've broken the Normans. Against their orders, a part of the English army breaks formation, their discipline finally snapping. They roar with triumph and chase the fleeing knights down the hill, eager to finish them off. It was a fatal mistake. The moment the English soldiers are scattered on the open ground, William gives the signal. The fleeing Norman knights pivot in perfect unison. It was a trap. The cavalry turns and carves through the now disorganized and exposed English soldiers. The shield wall is broken, not by force, but by deception. The battle continues, but the tide has turned. As dusk begins to fall, a stray arrow, so the story goes, strikes King Harold in the eye. With their king dead and their legendary formation shattered, the English resistance collapses. William, the Duke of Normandy, had won. He marched to London and was crowned King of England on Christmas Day, 1066. He would forever be known as William the Conqueror. So what's the lesson here? The Battle of Hastings teaches us that victory doesn't always go to the strongest or the most righteous. It goes to the one who can control the narrative, who can think 2 steps ahead, and who understands the psychology of their opponent. Harold had the defensive advantage, the home turf, and a battle-hardened army. But William had patience and a plan that went beyond simply clashing swords. He created the moment to seize power by turning his enemy's greatest strength, their discipline, into their fatal weakness. As the saying goes, great leaders don't just rush into power, they create the moment to seize it. William didn't just win a battle, he outsmarted a king and conquered a nation. Thanks for watching. If you found this slice of history as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another story of strategy, power, and conquest. See you in the next video.